Hey guys, it's your girl Shalae and I'm back today with another video. In today's video, we're going to be discussing grants for caregivers. Now guys, I don't want to use the word caregiver loosely, but if you are taking care of your mother, your father, your aunt, uncle, niece, nephew, then there may be some money that's available to you. So if you want to know all about the grants or caregivers compensation, you already know what to do. Stay tuned. Your girl's got you covered. Now, if this is your first time tuning into my channel, hi, hello, hey friends. My name is Shalae, and here on this channel we discuss shopping, saving, and everything in between. I would love to have you a part of my internet family. It's super easy. Click the big old red subscribe button down below and you're in just like that. And while you're at it, go ahead and give me a like, especially if you love me bringing this content to you. Guys, definitely go ahead and grab a copy of my ebook for $14.97, where I teach you the tips and tricks of YouTube. And if you just don't want to get on YouTube, try out Amazon Prime for 30 days free on me. All right, so let's go ahead and kick things off. All right, so before we kick things off, let me go ahead and explain this. A lot of caregivers are not even asking for a handout. They're simply just trying to find a way to make ends meet while dedicating their time to caregiving, okay? And unfortunately, there's very few programs that will pay family members or friends on a regular basis to provide care. So let's go ahead and kick things off in Texas, where I have found that they have the Supplemental Special Education Services. Now, the Supplemental Special Education Services is a $1,500 one-time grant for eligible parents and caregivers of eligible students that have been served by special education, and even those that have been impacted by the COVID-19 school closures. Families of eligible students can apply online, and they would have to create an account to obtain like educational materials. You can use this for resources, any type of services, as well as additional like speech therapy and any other specific services. So to be eligible for this grant, students must be enrolled in a Texas public school, enrolled in pre-K through 12th grade, and a student with a disability served through the special education. Now, if you believe that your student may qualify for this program, then you will have to complete an application online, and applications will be reviewed and families will receive a notice of eligibility or even denial. Now, most families will not be awarded until you have created your account and they have access to the appropriate funds by the legislator. But the funds were there by, I want to say like January of 2022. So this means that as many applications will be processed, but you have to create that online account. Okay, so that's the big thing. You must have the online account, and then you can receive that one-time grant. Now we're going to move on to the Department of Veteran Affairs, where they have the caregiver program. Now the program of comprehensive assistance or family caregivers is the PCAFC. This is for eligible veterans who have a serious injury in the line of duty on or before May 7th of 1975 or September 11th of 2001. Now, we all know that the VA provides like education, resources, support, financial stipends, health insurance as well. But with the caregiver program, it's based on your state, and the totals may vary like depending on how many people you live. But generally, if you are a VA caregiver, you can get about $3,000 a month for a full stipend, or even $1,800 a month for a level 1 stipend as well. So they have two different programs. If someone in your family has served or currently is serving, or they have issues, there are things that they can do to apply for the program, and that way the person that's taking care of them can receive some type of compensation as well. Next, we are here to Medicaid funded programs. Now, in some states, there are programs that will pay family members to provide care for those that are receiving Medicaid. Now, Medicaid is like a government health insurance for low income people, and this program may vary by state to state. It can be called a different name in your state. But during the pandemic, the parents in Oregon, they signed up to be paid for their caregiver work. Now, I'm gonna tell you now, the pay is still like typically for a hired caregiver, which would give like the parent or the person like $16 to $19 an hour for up to 40 hours per week. But in Oregon, a lot of parents say, hey, this $37,000 that they receive for the year, it has been a big relief, and it allowed them to ramp up their care for their children. So a lot of them were able to like quit their jobs, or even just be able to provide that assistance to their family member that needed these skills and not have to show up for work. Like I said, the pay will vary, the program name will vary, but they do have this. I'll put it in the description box because there's like a website that you can go to and see what that program is called for your state and to see how much you would pay. I know for a fact they have it in Georgia as well. So next we are headed to Arizona, where Governor Ducey looks to raise the Arizona Kinship Stipend. Now, Governor Doug Ducey released his plan to help Arizonians who are raising a relative's children that have been removed from their homes. They have been removed from their homes due to abuse or neglect. Now, the state-funded monthly stipend of $75 will be bumped up to $300 to assist formal kinship caregivers in instances where the Department of Child Safety has placed the children. Now, some families would qualify for up to $160 per month from like TANF, from the TANF program, but the $300 proposal from Ducey would allocate from the state's general fund on an ongoing basis. So the legislation also specifies a kinship foster would not be required to apply for the stipend. They would just receive it as well. So I like this one. I mean, $75 a month is not much, so $300 is needed. But also Tennessee is doing this as well, where they have a bill that would provide relative caregivers with much needed financial support as well. So this new bill that's been added by Tennessee Governor Lee would provide relative caregivers in the state a monthly stipend, has cleared now through the Senate. And on Thursday, they were moving the bill that could reduce like the financial strain of relative caregivers in the state to a closer step of becoming a law. Now, if this is passed, the Department of Children's Services would have to pay relative caregivers amount or equal to 50% of the full foster care board rate that foster parents receive if certain conditions are met. And they will also extend foster care services to young adults that are aging out of state custody until they are 21 years old. Now, the relative caregivers who qualify for this program, many of them rely on like a fixed income and they do not receive any monetary support from the state. So, like there's a lot of grandparents that are raising grandchildren, but if they do this program and if it passes, they will be able to get $15 per child per day. And it's estimated that about 75,000 grandparents are caring for grandchildren in the state of Tennessee. Now, the eligible criteria would be that the child is not in state custody. The relative caregiver is 21 or older. So you can at least, be older than 21. You have been awarded state custody by a court order. The caregiver's income does not exceed twice the current federal poverty guidelines based on the family size. A parent of the child does not live with the caregiver, and the caregiver agrees to seek child support. The caregiver still must also meet the other requirements as required by DCS as well. So if you do that, $15 per day, you can see that as well. And so I think this one is going to pass in Tennessee. Next, we are headed back to Texas, where the Health and Human Services Commission offers several benefit programs to grandparents or that are raising grandchildren as well. Now, these programs help with the basic needs of grandchildren that are living in their home. Of course, we all know that grandparents can receive like TANF payments for their grandchild, as well as they can receive TANF payments for themselves and even SNAP benefits. But in Texas, this was a law that was passed, I want to say, back in September of last year, where the grandparents would be eligible for a one-time cash payment of $1,000. Now, this payment can be given to a grandparent only one time, so it doesn't matter how many children that you have in your custody or how many children that live in your home, you would only receive it one time. And last but definitely not least, we are headed to Connecticut, where they have the Kinship Fund. Now, court-appointed guardians may be eligible to receive this money through the probate courts through the Kinship Fund. The Kinship Fund in Connecticut makes grants to guardians in the amount of $500 per child per year, with a maximum of $2,000 per family. These grants can be used on anything from health, eyeglasses, dental, hearing improvement, enrichment activities like school field trips, clubs, sports fees, or any extracurricular activities. They can also be used for like developmental things like clothing for social funds as well, like basic needs, school clothes, and supplies as well. So to be eligible for the Kinship or family fund. A guardian must meet all the requirements, and they are serving as a guardian for the minor child as a result of an appointed order by the probate court or the superior court as well. Now, there's a long list of things that you must meet as well at the time of the application, but I want to tell you, like, even if I don't mention your state, a lot of times I'm looking to see what type of programs are out there. I know in Arizona they had did like a $5,000 grant. There are grants for caregiver compensation. There are grants for grandparents that are raising grandchildren. There are grants out there for people that, have taken in family members due to whatever circumstance may occur. And I know, like, a lot of times this is an adjustment that you have to make on everyone, right? And a lot of times financial assistance is needed the most. So that's why I wanted to do this video. Let me know, what do you think about the caregiver compensation that you can receive, or grant money? Have you applied for grant money? Have you received any grants? Let me know down below. Do you like videos like this? I like finding money for people that need it. I like finding different programs out there. So let me know what other video ideas you would like to see down below. Grab a copy of my ebook for $14.97. Grab you some Amazon Prime. And yeah, this is all that we have going on for today. Are you receiving some type of money? Have you decided to take in your sister's children, your godchildren? Let me know all the things down below, and I will talk to you later, Gator. Bye, guys.